We start with a shooting overnight in the metro area. Albuquerque police tell us a man was shot in the leg in the 7300 block of Peregrine overnight. The nearby intersection of Blue Water and Unser was shut down for a time, but it is now back open. The victim, what we understand, was taken to the hospital. He is expected to survive. The shooting is under investigation. Well, day 2 of a long-awaited double murder trial is expected to begin in just a few hours.
This trial comes more than 8 years after a mortgage handler is accused of killing a couple he was working with here in Albuquerque. Ronald Santiago is charged with first-degree murder after investigators say he shot and killed Greg and Bernadette Olemacher in their home in Paradise Hills back in August of 2005. In court yesterday, the prosecution and defense gave their opening statements. The defense pointed the finger at the murdered couple's daughter, Renee, saying she wanted to collect more than $500,000 in life insurance money. But prosecutors say she was hiding in the closet, scared to death during the murders, and she consistently told police the same thing during questioning.
This little girl, scared girl, only 19 years old, when her parents are killed. Every single time, she's remarkably consistent. She says the same thing every time.
And you'll hear this from Greg and Bernadette's family members. She buys a BMW. She goes on a shopping spree in Las Vegas. She dismisses 100% of her family.
Renee is expected to testify today. We'll be in the courtroom and have more later for you here on KRQE.
Corrales police want to talk to a couple of people who may have some information about a high-speed chase that ended in a crash, badly hurting an officer. Meanwhile, that officer will face another surgery very soon. Around 5 Tuesday morning, Officer Jeremy Romero tried to pull over a stolen car, but it sped away. The chase hit speeds of up to 100 miles an hour. The police car hit a guy wire and rolled. The stolen car hit a fence and the driver ran away. Corrales police released these 2 pictures of a man and a woman who they want to talk to. If you know either of them, call Corrales police. Officer Romero remains in serious condition and will have to undergo a second surgery for his back injury.
The dashcam video is out of the crash that killed Sandoval County Sheriff Sergeant Robert Barron last month. This happened when snow and ice covered I-25 north of Albuquerque. State police and Sandoval County deputies were investigating 4 crashes here near San Felipe. Sergeant Barron was walking on the shoulder of the highway when a car skidded out of control and hit him. We are only showing you the video before and after that crash, not the hit itself. And now listen to what happened right after that horrible crash.
They were working 4 or 5 wrecks up on I-25 and they got a Sandoval County SO who was just struck by a car.
We got an officer down.
Oh.
Officer down, hit by a vehicle, struck by a vehicle.
You're good. You're good, sir.
All right, you're good.
You're good.
Kind of breaks your heart to hear that. Sergeant Barron was breathing right after the crash, but he died the next day. Police say the driver who hit him, Hao Zhang, was going too fast for the weather conditions and didn't yield to a stopped emergency vehicle. Mr. Zhang says he was surprised to see someone on the side of the freeway. He hit his brakes, then lost control. The district attorney's office is still reviewing the case to decide if Zhang will be charged.
Embattled Bernalillo County Treasurer Manny Ortiz will get to speak for himself today. He is under fire for bad investment strategies that left the county in a cash crunch. There's now a petition to recall Ortiz, and this morning at 9, there's a hearing about that recall petition. It's before District Court Judge Alan Mallet.
The first topic in Governor Susana Martinez's State of the State speech Tuesday was the Roswell school shooting, yet she never mentioned tighter gun laws. Yesterday, though, gun activists rallied at the Capitol in support of a bill the governor has backed before.
After the horrific tragedy that happened in Roswell, it really should show the governor that gun violence prevention is something that needs to be addressed in the state.
This group supports requiring background checks on all guns sold at gun shows. Last year, Governor Martinez said she would sign the bill if it got to her desk. The House passed it, but it died in the Senate. This year, the governor sets the agenda for the session, so if it's going to be considered, she's going to have to send it down, but she hasn't decided if she's going to do that just yet.
New Mexico Congressman Steve Pearce is in a spat with the Washington Post over an article about his autobiography and a quote having to do with a wife's place in the marriage. The Post quotes a passage from Pierce's recently released book that reads, quote, "The wife is to voluntarily submit just as the husband is to lovingly lead and sacrifice, and that the submission is, quote, self-imposed as a matter of obedience to the Lord and of love for her husband." Now, the Post acknowledges that the Republican U.S. Rep from Hobbs repeatedly says it doesn't mean the woman is inferior and doesn't give a husband the right to bully his wife. The Pierce camp fired back that the article was sloppy journalism with intent to deceive and that the quotes were taken out of context. The State Board of Finance approved $1.8 million for probation and parole to buy the Plaza Maya office building in downtown Albuquerque. Parole officers will work there, but offenders will not report there. Youth agencies downtown had strong opposition to the idea. Offenders who must report in will do so at another office at Golden Broadway not too far away. The move downtown should be done by the end of the year. The Monte Vista office in Nob Hill, which is also somewhat controversial, will then permanently close.